Hello everybody, and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more EU4, the Three Mountains, playing as Ryukyu. Alright, how are you feeling about this series so far? I feel like I need to be going a little bit faster, like I'm not playing completely optimally. By now, I kind of feel like I would have liked to have had at least a couple more daimyos up here in the Manchuria area, maybe take over the Philippines, though we still could do that, and probably will. But keep in mind, it hasn't even been a full 30 years of the game, right? Because we started at 1444, so we have made some pretty significant progress within 30 years. Good number of daimyos here so far. They are consolidating power a little bit, which means less seppuku from me. However, it could translate into more powerful vassals that actually contribute to wars eventually, so maybe that's not so bad. I actually did see a comment saying, are you sure you're not worried about the large and powerful vassals? They might declare independence. I mean, so far it hasn't been a problem. Heck, last video I had literally every single one of them disloyal to me and they didn't declare independence, did they? There's something about their calculation of independence where they're really comparing themselves individually against me. And lo and behold, they're not as strong as I am, so they don't declare independence. It's kind of weird. It's not that difficult to maintain your dominance as the shogun, I find. A couple more comments I saw that were fairly helpful. For example, mistake that I made attacking Zhongzhou, wondering why I got so wrecked. Well, yeah, I did attack them in the mountains. To be fair, -2 roll, that does happen. I kind of thought that my overwhelming numbers, well, not overwhelming, but my much stronger frontline flanking bonuses would end up compensating for that, but it turns out no, because cavalry is strong, man. I mean, yeah, Arumba says they're stupid, and he's not wrong. Like, compared to infantry and what you could pay for them, generally speaking, cavalry is not very good. When, however, you are a Manchu Banner Lord, which I think Zhongzhou qualifies as that. Yeah, Manchu here. Pretty strong. So, oops. Ah, well. We got them anyway. Hopefully I can use them in the future. I also saw some comments about things like stability and so on. And I mean, yeah, stability is important. I do care about that. But we're not going to worry about it. Because, I don't know. If I continue doing no CB wars, I'm just going to lose 5 stability anyway. I might as well just keep it low and maintain my unrest the best I can. Speaking of unrest, this is a helpful comment, something I did not know. Apparently, you can... Let's see if I can move you real quick. Apparently, you can click on multiple states to reduce their unrest. I did not know this. It just kind of goes to show, like, how I am not familiar with how some of these mechanics work. Like, I haven't played EU4 that much in a while. So, it is interesting that I can do this. Now, granted, the more states you have your troops spread out between, the less effective they are in an individual state. You can see that we lose a little bit of our ability to put down the unrest in the Kinai state by moving over to Shikoku as well, but then both of them get suppressed for a while, which is rather interesting now, ain't it? So that is a thing that we could do. If I wanted to come over here, for example, and start doing some autonomous rebel suppression in Bungo and in the, what state is this called again? Southern Kyushu, which does affect here in the islands of Okinawa, we could absolutely do that. You know, fascinating. Something I did not know. So thank you for that comment. There are still things I'm learning about EU4. I do not as religiously follow the patch notes as I probably ought to. Seed Setsu to Hatakayama. Not a frickin' chance. Screw you. I'm keeping that. Setsu's good. So there are things that I sometimes just miss. And sometimes it means that I make an inferior plays. Like, that does happen. And I apologize for those that it might upset a little bit. Let's see. Do I want to annex Amago now? We could do that. It would cost me a bit of power. The problem is I want to save up for the Diplo ideas and start colonizing ASAP. So maybe it's not worth getting the extra states here yet. Yeah, I think I'm going to save it for the ideas. So here's the reason I'm doing that. I think that part of my success will be absolutely predicated on getting colonialism to fire in Setsu. There are a couple of things we're going to need to do to make that work. I'm going to need to discover Alaska, the New World, and all that kind of stuff. Which means getting colonialism ASAP will be good for me. But I really, 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 really want to get colonialism in Setsu and not let it fire in Iberia. That's going to give me a huge advantage when we eventually do have to compete against the Europeans, as well as give me a really strong power base in Asia, so I can keep my power costs relatively low, and just go conquer and get as much tech and ideas as I freaking want. A lot of good stuff that we can do there. Let's see. What else should we do? Well, I did see a comment about... let's go ahead and reduce my army maintenance a little bit here. I did see a comment about building up some shipyards and such in order to get some extra... what am I trying to say? Extra naval force limit. Of course, we can't do that yet until we get to Diplotech 8, so that's not really relevant. Could get some extra sailors, and that is not a bad idea, considering we have been getting hamstrung on sailors. But at the same time... I just hate the sailors' mechanics so much that investing in it just feels wrong. So I may not do that, but it is an option. Do we care about any trade? No. Do we care about any taxes? No. So I'm just going to save my money for now so that I can continue to pay my mercs. And over here, we can do our autonomous rebel suppression, so we can do Northern Kyushu. And then also click here, and lo and behold, we can try to put down the unrest in Southern Kyushu just a tiny little bit. Granted, if I went up to full army maintenance, it'd be far more effective. But I'm not worried about it at the moment. Kyoto apparently also does have some rebels, but it's not very high. I don't think that the peasants are likely to be much of an issue. And as long as my war exhaustion continues to tick down, we'll be fine. Heck, in a pinch, we could always just increase my stability. Declining power of the Bushi. All right. Ito has rivaled but not declared war. That makes me sad. I was hoping for more seppuku, whatever. Somebody died. Ah, yes. Okay, so Ito grew... and they ate somebody. Good job. Is there anything I can do with you? No, not really. It is a shame. Making 9 ducats now in the Nippon trade node. Really not bad for our size. One other reason that I want to continue colonizing as soon as I can is because that is a very easy way to start increasing my own personal development without messing with my daimyos too much. I don't want to spend a lot of power annexing people, but I'm happy to spend money colonizing provinces to get a little bit more development in, let's say, Taiwan, in the Philippines, and so on. Those things will be good. So where do we want to attack next? So Korea is somebody I want to kill. Let's just do a quick double check. So Korea has 14,000 troops right now. She has 10,000. I'm looking at 19,000, roughly. That is my force limit at the moment. Korea actually has a higher force limit, but that does make sense. They have more direct land. If I thought my daimyos would assist, I'd happily jump on Korea right now, but I don't think that they will. How is my navy doing at the moment? We are still building out a couple more ships. I could afford to build one more. And I will build probably another light ship. Let's see, how many transports do I have at the moment? 7? It still requires... Even if I built one more transport, it would still require 3 trips to transport my entire army over somewhere. So let's just go for a little bit more naval dominance here. I like galleys and all, but this is where I'm going to be fighting most of the game, I think, now. Is going to be, or at least the early game will be in the Philippines region. And that is not inland water. So we don't get the combat bonus, which means it's not very important. Heck, I could even almost justify getting rid of my galleys and replacing them with light ships. I don't think I'm going to, but I could almost do that. All right, Yamana's entering into military alliances with Ando. Improvements in production technology, spare no expense, gain admin power. Okay. I'm a little concerned about inflation, but not overly so. And in the meantime, gaining 50 admin power and 0.5 inflation to spend 75 admin power to reduce it by 2. I mean, really, it's just discount inflation reduction, if that's what you're concerned about. So I really never see any good reason not to just spare no expense. All I have to do is spend 25 admin power to reduce it by 1.5. That's just better. Let's see. Diplomat died. All right. How are we doing in terms of power production? 710.6. Yeah. I don't really think that I want to spend more money on advisors at the moment, unless I could get somebody for really cheap. We'll just do a quick double check, make sure I'm not missing anybody. No. I could go to the estates. We could hire somebody, but I don't know. Well, that's interesting. Gain a skill 2 guy, but it doesn't say that it would actually be cheaper. Doesn't it usually say that? Fascinating. I wonder if they changed that too. Yeah, see, this advisor will be 50% cheaper. What judges this now? Is it actually based on the culture? It might be. To that extent, like, there's part of me that would say it would be really smart to just go ahead and change my primary culture here. It would cost me 100 Diplo power, which I'm not going to do at the moment, but like that would be pretty good. I don't want to spend my illegitimacy. Right now, we're too close to the possibility of things like a civil war until I get my stability up, so we're not going to worry about that at all. I'm not too worried about the Liberty Desire here either way. Anything I can do with you guys? Let's see. No, no. No. You don't matter. No. Come on. I can conscript plenty of generals, but that's more or less it. No, that doesn't matter. Nope, nope. We can contribute to capital here. From Shiba. Sure. I'll take extra base tax in my land. At some point, I need to be careful about not weakening my vassals too much. Hey, more contributing. Yeah. Yeah. It upsets everybody. But now we're up to 17 base tax, which increases my taxation ever so slightly. Oh no, my general died. Dang, I liked him. He was good. Alright, I guess gotta conscript a general. 1322, reasonable. 1400, good shock value. 6242. Uh-huh. Do I care about the fire value that much? That's the big question. Or would I much rather have the shock value? For example, a 2411 from Hitakeyama. Shock value is really good in the early game. Certainly better than fire value. At the same time, 6 fire value is pretty good. Let's see. 011, not a chance. 211. And that doesn't matter. Yeah, I think I could justify getting the 2411. Well, but that's better siege value and movement. Alright, no, never mind. We're gonna conscript from Ando. I'll take that fire value. I mean, yeah. Not as good directly in combat stats, but for other reasons is not bad. I forgot that we also had a 4122. Still, this is just better, objectively. So we'll hold on to that for the time being. And Ando is doing things they're not supposed to. Haha. I will take your power, thank you very much. Okay, so now you're pretty darn disloyal, which means I'm not annexing you anytime soon, but I wasn't planning on spending the power anyway. So that was an extra 15 admin, 10 diplo, and 20 military power, which puts me ever so close, much closer to getting my tech. Speaking of tech, we want to go for the admin tech? I think so. A little bit of extra production efficiency, but most importantly, we get a national idea group. First time. Let's go to exploration. And I'm still not quite able to quest for the New World, but very soon we will be able to have our explorers and conquistadors. All right, do we want to go ahead and attack these guys down here? Is a good question. How are we doing on our naval force limit? We are still building one more. I think we are building it in... Yep, right over here in Awa. That's almost done. The thing is, these islands together will actually have some pretty reasonable naval dominance. If I recall correctly, I looked around in the military ledgers, and they've got, what, 20, 30 ships combined between them? So the problem here is they easily could block me off from actually doing anything. What kind of a navy do you guys have? Like Kutai, for example, has 14 ships. As opposed to whoever these guys are. These guys here, for example, have 12. Yeah, I just don't have quite that much naval dominance. It's difficult to know, really, where I need to attack. Like, do I have an attack of opportunity with anyone else? Yeren is allied to Oirat, so probably not a good call there. Is there anyone who has no allies down over here? Then again, I won't have any claims, so I'll just use I'll lose my stability again, but... If I can find a way to get the naval dominance just enough down over here, what I can do is declare war on Tondo, and then gradually start taking out each of the individual allies and let them contribute to my naval dominance, if I can get around the islands. And that is the big trick, isn't it? I think we have to try it. Like, it's the only logical place for me to go for my next war. So let's go ahead and start transferring the troops down this way. And we're going to start with these guys, then move over to Cebu, and then probably march up toward Manila, and then finally kill Tondo. Again, if I can control a total of 3 straits just long enough to cross my armies. Which means I really need to win some of the early fights. And that might end up depending on my daimyos actually contributing in a meaningful way. So, for this war, I might have no choice but to reduce their liberty desire temporarily, which will cost me a little bit of money, but that's fine. If I win wars and get more daimyos, is worth, yeah? Okay, we can do quests for the New World. Do I want to save up for the Diplotech instead? Trade range, efficiency, that's all good and all, but yeah, I think I'd rather save up for a colonist. Do I want to do this now? I can't remember. Does war exhaustion affect... It affects cores. It does not affect idea cost. So there's no real harm to doing this now, aside from the fact that I don't need to do it. That said, wait a minute. One thing to consider is when we are separate piecing out all these guys, I think we are going to find that we spend a lot of Diplo power. So can I co-belligerize to reduce the costs? Yes. So Cebu. Now, if I did this, co-belligerize Cebu, I'd also have to fight Sulu. Manila is not allied to anybody else, so I can safely co-belligerize them. If I did co-belligerize Cebu, I'd have to fight Sulu as well, which would not be that difficult to do, but it does contribute a little bit more of a navy. Not much, a little bit, though. It does also make my war against Madhyas easier, because then I only have to fight Kutai. That's easy. Co-belligerizing you would have to fight Ternate, who is down over here. So we could really make this a much larger and more annoying war. It's just a question of how much can I handle from a naval dominance perspective. That's really all that this is going to come down to. And to save a lot of Monarch points may well be worth it. Okay, so I took a quick break to look through the ledger. Yeah, there's a lot of ships. It is going to hurt. There's no way around it. It will very much hurt if I add in a few extra people. Like Ternate and so on. I haven't discovered them, so I don't know about them for sure. But, where'd Sulu go? There they are. So they have, like, another 11 ships that they can contribute. Like, that's substantial for a one-province minor. I don't know that it is going to be worth... I don't know that it's going to be worth co-belligerizing here. I'd like to. I really would. But if I did, I think that I'm just putting myself in a really difficult spot. It's a question of save Monarch points or potentially lose the war. And at the end of the day, I think I can't really justify losing the war. So I'm probably not going to co-belligerize. I don't know about Ternate. The thing is, like, I don't have to go and kill Ternate. It kind of depends. Do I think that Tondo will accept vassalization even if Ternate is still in the war? That's actually another thing to consider. I am going to pick up Quest for the New World. If I go into the negative with Diplo power, at least I managed to get my exploration idea first, so I can go and discover Alaska. And I have to do all of that before 1500. That's going to be crucial. We'll see. All right, so we have one more set of troops that are being delivered. There they are. Okay. So they're all ready to go. I have not a great navy. This ship actually did get finished, so we'll bring over as many as we can. I could potentially get an admiral if I thought that that was worth it. I would love to have gotten one from the merchant guilds for free. But that is not a good trade as far as influence right now. So no. Recruit Conquistador. Yeah. No need to do any of this stuff right now, but in the future, the estates will be very important for helping me to colonize more effectively. Okay. 17 ships. I'm going to go ahead and raise up the army maintenance. We are probably not going to risk my ships for a little bit. I'm just hoping the daimyos are not idiots and trickle in. Do I want to start in Tondo or do I want to start down here? Actually, I wonder if I want to start in Tondo. Yeah, maybe I do. The thought here is if I can siege them down and they lose money enough, maybe they'll start deleting their navy and not contribute. At the same time, if I grab Manila, who is going to be pretty strong, they've got the center of trade here. Maybe I can steal their ships relatively easily. And they're ones that I can safely turn into a daimyo without affecting my Diplo power. Maybe we'll start with Tondo, and then as they get weaker, gradually start taking out the friends. And that way, even if I can't get to Cebu and Maguindanao, then at the very least, I know that I get 2 daimyos out of the war. So I don't... It's just kind of a way of hedging my bets a little bit. Maybe that's a good idea, maybe it's not. We're going to find out. Also, by starting up here in the north, I'm hopeful that the daimyos will send their ships and stay a little bit closer rather than trickle in and get killed in the Philippine Trench. Because that is another thing that could happen. One never knows for sure. Unhappiness among the peasantry. I'm just going to lose money and not lose another stability, thank you very much. Stability is still relatively important, believe it or not. We can invest in some military tech just in time for the war. I'll go ahead and do that. Better cavalry, and we can finally do barracks. More tactics, combat width, infantry fire, and shock value. Obviously, very, very valuable to me at this point. Do I want samurai cavalry or Asian steppe cavalry? Defensive shock or offensive morale? Better at shattering, better at surviving. Since I'm having some manpower issues, I am tempted to go for this. I am going to go for the defensive shock value just in case I do get attacked, though hopefully that won't happen. Lose 100 power to gain base tax in Setsu. Yeah, that's going to be a no. Local autonomy in Setsu sucks, though. But no, I can't afford that. Cannot justify spending that much power. I mean, it is technically a discount, right? Because we could spend 125 admin power to get a base tax in Setsu. At the same time, I don't feel any desire to continue developing Setsu. Oh, goody. Desires of the flesh, my queen is a harlot. Lose ducats, unrest, more unrest. We'll lose prestige and try to keep it from the public eye, but there's a very good chance we're going to get the event again. And that would be unfortunate. Imagawa wants a marriage. Nah. I don't see any good reason to sack some legitimacy on that right now, even if it does increase my legitimacy a little bit over the future. Morale of navies. You know, I never really consider this. I wonder. No, I think I'd rather have the Diplo rep. That is a good use of power, of money, to get more power, and it does reduce Liberty Desire ever so slightly. All right, for this war, we are going to try to get some people loyal again. So let's sack some money to get these guys back in charge. No one else is going to matter. They're too high. So that helps a little bit if they will support me. And we have to transport the last run of our troops. No Oda. Ming Adventurers. Gain a general with 40 tradition. Wow, all right. Well, now I have too many. Oh, it was an explorer, not a general. Oh, well, that's super. No, sorry, not an explorer. It's an admiral. I thought it said I was going to get a general. Whatever. Hey, we get a free admiral. All right, let's get rid of this guy. Wow, that's super freaking nice. I'm getting lucky with this dang stuff, aren't I? Why aren't you transferring? I did tell you guys to transfer, but you've just been sitting here for a while. Maybe? Thank you. Good lord. What are you doing? All right. Well, Admiral it is. Let's put you in charge. That'll make things ever so slightly easier. And we should probably go ahead and declare our war, yeah? I think the goal was to threaten war with Tondo specifically, so let's pull off of you for a minute since you don't really matter. And threaten war with Tondo for, I guess, Laguna or something. Something that they'll say no to. I actually could get a free piece of land from them there, but too free? No, that's not good. I don't want to be too strong. Yeah, we want to go to war with you. And I just realized I actually can't co-belligerize people if we do the threaten war stuff. That's interesting. I can't declare war for my daimyo's claims is my problem. So, wait, does that mean we always are going to have to spend Diplo power to take people on, unless we personally get claims? Am I an idiot? Could we have done that just now? I was pretty sure you cannot declare war using a daimyo's claims. We'll test that in the next war. I could be wrong on that point. I thought that was the case, but if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Let's go ahead and take this early fight. Yeah, it is in the hills, and that's going to suck, but let's try to kill them before they get together, because that's going to become a pain. Squisha, squisha. Okay. So that's going to hurt him pretty well. Let us split the forces. We're going to send some to Manila. You're going to go there and make sure we just siege down some provinces so he doesn't get a lot of reinforcements. The only way to get to Mindoro is to go all the way around through the Madhyas, which is interesting. Not especially worried about doing that at the moment. Okay, so we got Laguna under control. Good. Is this a fort? Oh, yeah, this is your capital, of course. Durr. All right, well, let's not take any more attrition than I need to. I'm going to take my cavalry, certainly, and at least a couple of the mercs. And move them to Laguna. And you can take off at least you. Just reduce our attrition a slight bit. And that way we can hold on to Laguna a little bit better. They're going to go siege down Butuan. Sort of to be expected. I see a handful of ships here. See, there's a bunch right there. So Tondo has a lot of them. Lots of light ships. Manila also has lots of light ships. So taking them as a daimyo will make things a lot easier to take out the rest of the vassals. Not vassals. You know what I mean. We're losing a lot of money here. Yowzas. If we take loans, it's fine. Loans are not the end of the world. They're not good, but they're not the end of the world. Mostly we're just losing money while we reinforce a few mercs. There we go. That improves a little bit. Not worried about any corruption. Could always raise war taxes, but why would I spend the money? I would like some money from you, merchant guilds. That would be a thing I could do. Screw it, yeah. Let's just get 100 ducats from them. They're still loyal enough. This funds the war effort for a little bit longer. Okay, let's see. 21% chance here in Tondo at the moment. We can choose an ability. All right, so we already have the transfer subjects, which is supposedly going to be quite good. War taxes for free would make war a lot easier in the early game. Cavalry armies, no. Better colonies, maybe. We actually are about to start doing this. Combats of capital, I can't remember. What's Kyoto? I think it's hills or something, right? No, it's farmlands. Justified wars, aggressive expansion, doesn't necessarily matter. I think I'm going to go for the higher developed colonies because we're not that far away from being able to colonize. And I'd like to just have straight up more development in the Philippines and Taiwan that go to me directly. So yeah, let's do that. I think that makes a lot of sense. All right, so far I'm feeling very good about this war. Oh, hello. Butuan, why does it say the Madhyas are involved? I don't know why are they at war as well? Oh, they're attacking Cebu. Okay, so they decided to take an attack of opportunity. And now Butuan is suffering a little bit. Why is the Madhyas no longer fighting? Did you just No. What happened? I guess they're only fighting Cebu's navy. There's actually 2 fights going on there. It's a little confusing. Wow, that's a lot of ships. 34 now. Toki Pretender rebels. Don't care. All right, so we have Laguna looking good. Tondo is going to be suffering. We can go ahead and get our Colonial Ventures, which I will do before we sack some of our Diplo power on Manila. Shall we begin the colonization effort? So that's another thing that I could have done, is actually get a province down here colonized so that I can get my own claims to use against Madhyas, and that way I can co-belligerize. That's actually not a bad idea either. I have to debate whether that's something I want to do right now. If I did right here, we also would be able to fabricate claims against Brunei, which could justify a war against them in the future. There's a thought. Or down here, which would allow me to get claims on Sulu directly. Do I want that? Why is it saying Brunei is allied to Sulu? Oh, yeah, I'm an idiot. I was looking at the wrong flag. Okay. I don't want to go down here immediately because we're just asking for something to get sieged and then to take a colony. So when this war is over, we'll worry about that. We do need to choose a native policy. That is important. Kibutake separatists. Where are they? These are my subjects, rebels. Toki? Seems to me you're doing fine. I think they'll be able to siege that back. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. Not worried. Let's go ahead and just take Manila. Get those ships under my control. Swing the balance of power in my favor so that I will be able to get the naval dominance and take out the rest. That is my entire goal. The Otomo separatists are still a problem. Good news is, for the first time, we were able to go to war without greatly increasing my war exhaustion. There's Manila. All right, let's go ahead and try to kill them now. Daimyo? No, not yet. They need a few more reasons for that. There is... It does not consider this naval fight to be an ongoing battle. That's interesting. So I can't do this yet. They will get a few more reasons as time goes on. We kind of need to kill their military. That's the thing. If I could just find a way to get across. I'm going to go ahead and increase some devastation. No, there's no loot to be had there. There is some loot to be had here. Let's just go ahead and loot for a little bit while I try to figure out what I'm going to do with the Navy. But we need to get our way down here. I certainly could try to pick up my troops and then backdoor them, but I think they'll react to that fast enough that it's not going to work. And I don't know. Can we land in an uncolonized province very rapidly? I don't know. But I'm pretty sure if I backdoor, they'll just kill me. So that's not going to work. Where are the vassals? They are just sitting at home with their ships doing absolutely nothing useful. Well, that was to be expected, but it's fine. Now that's interesting. I can make Manila my subject. Tondo will gladly say that Manila's my subject. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, well, we'll come back to this in the next video. Thank you all for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If so, then I ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.